Hi, this is Darren from Property Prosperity. Today I thought I'd take you out on site and give you a bit of an idea of what reinforcing bars are. So here's an example of some reinforcing bars here. You notice there's these things here down the side there, they're called footing beams. So they're quite thick piles of concrete they're going to have down there. And on top of that, they're going to have the slab on top. So you can see all the different beams where they're going to fill with concrete. Between the concrete, they're going to have these reinforcing bars. And the job of the reinforcing bars is actually to add strength and to control the cracking of the concrete. And so if they're not in the right spot, they're not doing their job, then obviously you're going to have cracks in your concrete down the track. So obviously you want to make sure it's being done correctly. If you look at all the different reinforcing bars we got here, this is they're actually different thicknesses for different purposes. So sometimes you might heard the term N12 or N6 or N8, or you can see along the footing beam, which is where that trench is dug out there, for they're going to fill it out with concrete. Quite often it's going to be a lot thicker along there. You can see the example here. What we've actually got here is a corner of the house, and hopefully you can see it from there. And to try and anywhere there's going to be a corner, like an internal corner where it cuts into the house, you've got the potential for cracking. So what they do there is they put some reinforcing bars along the top there, just to try and stop any cracking going backwards into the house. So quite often they'll be a lot thinner. The requirement is actually they're meant to be 2 meters long, and depending on what the engineer designs up, there might be 2 or 3 bars along there. And also you can see here that at the corners they actually have 2 bits of reinforcing bar, one the straight bit coming from either side, and then also have a bent bit that goes around and holds it all together. So that's just to make sure it's extra reinforced. This is all determined by the engineer of how much they're supposed to do. So they really have to base it on the engineer, and he's quite responsible for what ends up happening, but then it's also up to the builder to make sure they've done what the engineer's required. So hopefully next time you hear someone talking about reinforcing bars when they're talking about footings, you'll have a bit more understanding of what they're talking about. Usually builders refer to it as RIO, but the right term is reinforcing bars. And hopefully you've learned a little bit, and hopefully you join me again next time.